hope the lighting is okay because I'm really trying here.
I really hope this is in focus. I hope the lighting's okay, and I'm really excited because today I'm filming a spring/summer-ish, mainly what I've been going to makeup tutorial. Atticus, I love you. I love you, Atticus Finch. Yeah, go lay down, okay? Go lay down. I'm gonna first put my hair up so that it's out of the way. And now I have a 8 head, and I don't care because there's nothing I can do. I'm probably gonna get like a forehead transplant or something and like just get rid of half my forehead because it's unnecessarily large. I'm gonna start off with the face, and I'm first just gonna spray with the Mario Badescu Rose Water. I don't really like this because I'm not a huge fan of rose. Just spritz that all over. I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of rose scented things. Like, I like roses, like the actual flowers, but I don't like anything else. I am going to prime with the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I only put it on my nose and like my cheeks right next to my nose because that's where I have the most problems. Sometimes I'll put it like right here and then on my chin if my pores are bad. I've never had issues with my pores until this past year and a half, really. They've just gotten really bad. I'm really tempted to get those things that like suck out the pores that I've been seeing everywhere. To do a foundation, and I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Freshwear Foundation. I am in the shade 405. I want to stop using this because I didn't realize L'Oreal still tested on animals. I thought they were cruelty free, but I recently like did my research after I heard someone say that they weren't, and basically they lie because I really do like the formula of this foundation. I feel like it's decent coverage and I like the finish it gives. It definitely, like, it's a little bit yellow. Like, I don't know if you can tell with this lighting right now. But it definitely is a little bit more yellow than what I like, and the next shade is too dark for me, and I think there's only one shade below this, but it's too light. So I'm definitely interested in finding a similar formula. So I'm going to be using concealer, and I'm using the Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer. If you didn't already, I'll put the link down below to the review I did of this. My energy was kind of low in that video because my allergies were super bad, and they're a little bad today, but not as bad as they were that day. I am in the shade C2. I think I mentioned it in the video, but it was like later on, and because I had forgotten until I started applying it. I feel like on me personally, it definitely dries down pretty quickly, so I like to just go and apply it to one eye and then do the next eye. And the rest of the face, I'm just going to apply all at once. And that's it. Thank God my breakouts are clearing up because I know I was only breaking out because of the weather changes and my allergies. So thank God it's finally clearing up because I've been taking really good care of my skin. I've been making sure to do my skincare routine very thoroughly. I've been making sure to do face masks like at least 2 to 3 times a week. I am going in with the Jeffree Star Translucent Setting Powder. I've really been enjoying this. I haven't completely come to a consensus on whether or not I like it better than my Laura Mercier. Both look really good. And the Jeffree Star one is cheaper. Yes, it comes with less product, but it is cheaper. The only reason I think I might pick the Laura Mercier over this is purely because the scent does linger, and it's not a bad scent. Like, it is a really nice scent, but it makes me hungry. Now I am going to bronze and contour my face. I literally always forget to cream contour before I set it. I like doing it before I set my face, and I always forget to do it. I'm just gonna put a little bit right here. This is a really, really nice shade for me for contour. It's a nice, like, cool tone shade. I'm gonna put some down the side of my nose. The only reason I don't like doing it over the powder is sometimes I feel like it doesn't blend out as easy as if I was to just put it right over my foundation and then set it. I'm just gonna take this really small like buffing brush. It's like it looks like a mini like flat top kabuki, and that's how it performs. So I'm just gonna take that just to blend it out. That way it's more of like a precise, like I know where I'm blending it and I'm keeping it where I want it. See, like, I have to work harder to blend it out over top of powder.
Atticus, go lay down. Go. No one called you in here.
Okay, so I'm really happy that I didn't put the cream contour on my, like, temple area because that would have been a shit show to blend out. I'm going to go in with my Smashbox contour palette, and I'm just going to go in with the end contour shade here. And I'm going to use this Real Techniques 303 brush, and I'm just gonna dip right in and go right over that to try and make it look a little bit nicer. And I am going to take a little bit and put it on my temples. I don't do too much contouring up here because I do go in with bronzer. Take a similar brush to the first one we used. This one is just angled, and I'm going to go in and take that contour and do my nose area. Now, I don't like the bronzer in this, so I use the bronzer from the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow little trio angled brush. And I just swirl it around on in there, tap off some of the excess, and then I just go right over. And I do this instead of like going and blending out the contour excessively because this blends out the contour while bronzing, and it will take away less of the contouring product. So that, because sometimes I notice when I contour and then blend it out and then go over and put bronzer on and blend it out, sometimes I don't look as chiseled as I want because I kind of just like wiped it all away in a sense. So I will go in with a big fluffy brush that's like doesn't have anything on it and blend it all out afterwards. So I am very pale, but I just want to make sure in case any of the foundation oxidized that it's all blended nicely. And I'm going to be taking another Real Techniques brush. This is the 300 brush, and this is just the big powder brush from that same collection. I don't know what it's called, and I'm just going to be running that over the contour and bronzer to blend it all out, just so that it looks a little more cohesive. And if you notice while you're blending that there's like any spots that aren't as blended as you'd like, go over with a damp sponge. You can use the same one that you use to put on foundation because there's probably a little bit product left over, and it'll just blend it out really nicely. I'm going to take this Becca and Jaclyn Hill face palette, and I'm going to take this top pink shimmery shade, and that is the shade Rose Spritz. Yeah, it's the luminous blush. The only thing about these blushes is that they are super pigmented, and when I use this one, Pamplemousse, is it Pamplemousse or Pamplemousse? Oh my god, it was so hard to blend out because I literally only used a tap of it, but it was just on there, like, oh my god, it was really. And apply that to the apples of my cheeks and just bring it back, and I am like going in super light-handed, like I'm picking up a little, tapping it off, and applying as I go, because these ones, like I said, are super pigmented. This is the MAC 116, by the way, in case I didn't say. Just a tap over that to kind of diffuse it, because like I said, I don't wear blush that often, and I don't really like putting blush on because I have like a really rosy face sometimes. So like in my head, I'm like, I use foundation and concealer to cover up all that redness. Why am I going now and putting more on? So I remember when it first came out and I bought this, I went into the Sephora and they were all sold out. They said they weren't getting it back, whatever. And then I went into in the same mall that I was in, I went into the Sephora inside JCPenney's, and this was their literal last one. And one of the workers there, she wasn't at the cashier station, but when I was checking out, I guess like somebody over the walkie had told her, oh, someone's buying it, and she came and like was looking at me. She was so mad because I guess she wanted it. But I got this though. It is so pretty, and I'm glad that I picked it up because I don't have this single champagne pop. I just have this, and it's a really nice face palette. It's really sleek, and I love the packaging, and it's one of my favorite collabs that she's ever done. I head and do my brows, and I'm just using the Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Taupe, and I'm going to be using a Sephora Pro Brow 20 brush. It looks like this. It's like a natural hair brush. And I find that this applies it way softer and it's not as intense. If you want to see a video of why I left Ulta or Sephora or both, like I can do them both in one video, definitely let me know down below. A lot that I saw on YouTube, like a lot of people like had horrible experiences and whatnot, and like mine really weren't super terrible like theirs were. But definitely still had issues of my own. So if you'd like to see that kind of video, let me know. With the shade Love from the Norvina palette. I'm taking this brush, and I promise you it's clean. It's just really stained. I'm gonna be taking this. It's a BH Cosmetics brush. It came in like the little set. This, and I'm gonna take that shade Love. And I like this shade. It's a really nice natural shade, and I like that the shimmer doesn't really like translate into the crease. And like I said in the beginning of the video, these construction workers are getting pretty ballsy and they're getting louder, and I really don't appreciate it. They're like, I don't even know what they're doing. They're like digging up the sidewalk, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? Problems with living in the city 101. I just saw Raw Beauty Christie's like Instagram post. I think it was just on her Insta stories. Like I don't think it was an actual post, and it was about how her and Zach are going to be doing like they're gonna start growing their own food, and they want to buy like a plot of land or whatever and like live off grid. And honestly, if I could do that, I totally would. The problem is that I don't eat vegetables. That I would, because I definitely am a person that stays inside more than go out. Like I don't really like going out unless I have to. But you know, her significant other wants to do that as well. Like that's what they both want to do, and I'm pretty sure mine does not. Like he definitely has the opportunity for a job, for part of his career that he has now. Definitely has the opportunity to go from making a normal salary to a 6-figure salary, but he won't do it because he cannot live away from people. He has to be in the city. I get it. Me and him both grew up in the city that we live in now, and I understand that it would be hard for like the closest grocery store to be like 15 to 20 miles away, but I mean, if I was offered 6 figures to do that, I would take it. I think for him, it's more like he doesn't want to like lose out on his friends, but your friends aren't paying your bills. Your friends aren't supporting you, so I don't really see why that matters. But that's also me being biased because I don't like his friends anyway, so whatever. Doesn't that just look so soft and pretty? Like, go into the shade Dusty Rose to use on the outer V. And kind of just bring it in halfway to the lid. And then dragging like anything that's left on the brush, which is next to none, and bring that into the crease. And then just take the brush that you used to apply the pink, because it has no longer any pigmentation on it, and just blend it out. Now I'm just going to take a fluffy crease brush that has nothing on it, and I'm just going to use that to blend out the edges and make sure it's nice and seamless. Shade Glistening from Soft Glam, and mix it with the shade Fairy right underneath of it. and then put that on my lid, and I'm only gonna bring it like halfway. And with these shades, you don't even need to cut your crease because they're so pigmented. BH Cosmetics number 6 brush. It came in that set again, and I just spray it just to make it like even more metallic looking. And I'm gonna go in with the shade Fairy first, and I'm just gonna apply that, like I said, to the inner corner. Not the inner corner, like the inner part of my lid. And you can see how bright that is. But I am going to go in a little bit with the shade Glistening, just to give it a little bit more dimension. Pink shade, and just blend that out. Blend it all in together. I'm going to take a flat edge brush like this, and this is this number 9 brush from BH, and I'm just going to take the Love shade from the Norvina palette that we first used and put that on my lower lash line, and then I will blend it out. But I like doing this so that I can focus the color right on my lash line and then bring it up. I'm gonna take that same clean blending brush and just blend out the shadow with this Lancome art liner. It's just a black liner. It's a felt tip. I usually like pen liners, but I don't want to. I'm trying to use up the ones that I already have open. This one might be a little dried out, so I might end up using like a pot liner afterwards, but at least I can get like the general shape I want with this one. I don't know if you hear the noise from whatever they're doing outside, but I'm sorry if you can. So I was having a lot of difficulty with the eyeliner because using the dried out Lancome one really messed me up. So I just finished that off camera, and then I applied my mascara, which was the Lancome Hypnose Doll Lash Mascara, and then the NARS Climax over at top. And in the end, I worked everything out because I can do that. Now I'm in between 3 shades, and I think I'm just gonna end up going in with the Revlon. It literally rubbed off because that's how long I've had this. It's like they're chubby like satin ones, and this is in the shade Honey. It's like a cult classic, like everyone used to love it here. This is a really nice shade and I love it. And I'm also in between like a nude shade though, which is L'Oreal Color Riche Balm in the shade Nourishing Nude. Just a really pretty, like, it's kind of like a glossy nude color. It doesn't really give off that much color, but it gives off a lot of shine, which I really, really like. But I don't really think I'm going to use that. In between Revlon, Revlon Honey or Anastasia Dead Roses. But I think this is more of like a purpley, like, cool toned pink that I don't really want to use today. So I think I am just going to use Honey. And I love these kinds of products because I don't have to line my lips. They stay on really long, and I love this color because it does leave like a nice stain afterwards. I don't have to line my lips, and it stays on for a really long time, and they're just like worry free. Sometimes I don't like wearing regular lipsticks because I have to worry about applying them nicely, like the Anastasia one. Like I have to either line my lips or just line them nicely and fill it in. This one I can literally just throw on and carry it with me and not really have to worry about touch-ups because, like I said, it does leave like a nice stain once it does wear off. And now for the last step, which is highlighter. This is my all-time favorite highlighter. I've been using it for the past year and a half now. It is the Too Faced Diamond highlighter, and it's so gorgeous, and I will definitely repurchase it time and time again after this runs out. And I'm going to apply it with this little pointed brush. I love applying all my highlighters with this brush because it just packs on the pigment so nicely. And I just feel like I like this highlighter because it matches my skin tone really well because I am so fair that sometimes it's hard to use like the Champagne Pop unless I'm using a lot of bronzer and to bronze my skin up. This one is just absolutely perfect. Oh, look at that glow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like little fan brush, and then just kind of blend that out a little bit. my nose, and then I'm just gonna take this little brush and apply to my inner corner and brow bone. It's such a gorgeous shade. I love this shade. So this is the finished makeup look. It's really pretty and natural and perfect for every day. I'm obsessed. So if you liked this video, definitely give it a thumbs up for me because it'll really help me out. Comment down below some video suggestions you'd like to see from me and subscribe to see those videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!